Darksteel Mutate on the Avacyn, because Avacyn only costs 1. Sweet. There's the Teferi's protection. I guess we'll have to do it again when they get back. Today on Commander Replay, we take another look at this Killian Lurrus deck and find out if we can survive some dungeon shenanigans. Next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Welcome back, everyone. Taking a revisit on Killian today, and we need to select our companion, that is Lurrus. And there's our opening hand. That looks reasonable. We have a piece of ramp, we have Thaumatic Compass to find more lands, and some stuff to do. Love it. So we'll keep that. So this is a revisit of the Killian deck that I played last week, potentially 2 weeks ago by the time this video comes out. If you watch the beginning of that video, you'll hear me say there was a card that didn't import on the deck list. It turns out that card was the companion. So I sort of played the deck all wrong, so that's why we're taking another look at it today. Usually I check that kind of thing, but I was kind of in a rush and just didn't check. Usually it's some random land that never got printed on Magic Online that doesn't import, so I wasn't that worried about it, but yeah, oops. So anyway, we're back with some Killian Ink Duelist and Lurrus in the Companion Zone. What's this thing do? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Let's play the Silent... No, actually... Yeah, we don't have anything we're going to do turn 1, so we can just play this one. And we'll pass like that. Looks like we won the die roll. We're going first. Opponent gains life off their land. Temple of Silence for opponent. They will scry 1. Brings it to our turn 2. There's some boots. Oh, we have some things to think about here. Well, definitely play the land. We'll start with that. The question is, are we going to hit another land drop? We don't actually have the 3 mana that we need to do that. That's a thing. I'm going to play the Thaumatic Compass. You know what? I think I'm going to get our commander in. I want to get these early pokes with the lifelink while we can, because that can get your life total pretty high before people really start playing removal. I don't love that we might miss a land drop, but if we didn't catch that 3rd land, we wouldn't be able to activate the compass anyway. So, oh, there's a compass for opponent. Maybe go for the compass this turn, thinking about the Arcane Signet also. It's weird because everything's kind of bunched up at the lower portion of the curve. The curve in this deck is extremely low because of Lurrus and the Companion Zone. Duty-bound Dead. Exalted. Oh yeah, they're playing skeletons today. So taking a look at our commander, it is Killian Ink Duelist. It is 2 mana for a 2/2, has lifelink and menace, and says, spells you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. That is any creature, by the way. Doesn't necessarily have to be yours. So kind of a cool little card, kind of interesting. Lends itself to black-white Voltron a little bit, but also can be just like play removal spells against your opponent's stuff if you want it to be. And today's deck list does come to us from Patreon supporter Nate, and I would say that this deck list is a bit of a step outside of his comfort zone, so good job on him for trying something new. And with that, we do draw that land that we need, so that's good. I really didn't want to miss that. That being the case, now I think we go Arcane Signet and Thaumatic Compass and then set up that 4th land drop for next turn is where we really want to be. We'll poke Sean right here. There's an Azusa. If he has lands, that'll speed him up. He has already played 1 land. Plays 1 additional land and passes the turn. It's a Jungle Shrine. This is a reasonable little combo there. So if he finds a land off the top, you drop that land, you activate this thing, you get 2 lands in. It's pretty good. Opponent's going to attack him with the skeleton. That's going to be over to Champion of Thune. Death Reap Ritual, very interesting card. Morbid, at the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, you may draw a card. Pretty good for a green-black decks. Nadar's Selfless Paladin coming in. Played Nadar on the channel the other day. Pretty interesting little card. I'd say if you're looking to do a dungeon thing, he's probably one of the best cards to do it with. There might be a handful of other ones, and Champ will be doing a dungeon theme today. We'll take a look at opponent's decks in just a second. Brings it to our turn. There's another land. That is super helpful. Play the land. I think I'm going to go activate the compass. Let's get a plains, I guess. Have our next land drop set up. Love it. What's this one do? Choose a color. Enchant a creature that has protection from the chosen color. Has flash. It's pretty cool. I'm going to put this Edge of Divinity on Killian. I know we could cast the Ethereal Armor right here, but I'm not looking to, like, escalate that much. We'll hit the Skeleton's deck next. And we'll pass like that. I know it's not mana efficient to do this, but it's 1 mana. And now that we've got our, like, first 4 land drops lined up, we can cast the things in our deck very easily because the curve is so unbelievably low. Let's take a quick peek at the deck. There's a Kodama's Reach for opponent. So here's the deck list. Yeah, you'll see a very atypical mana curve, and that is because Lurrus is the companion. So permanents cannot cast more than 2. in this deck. So only a couple cards at the upper portions of the curve. This does have some of the edits that I made from the last go round. I did add a Savine's Reclamation. I did add an Open the Vaults, a little bit of card draw. Can't remember what I took out, but just felt like the deck would run a little bit smoother if we had those things. So a couple changes in there. Just make sure that this thing actually operates on video, because nothing worse than a deck that won't perform on video. And lands and card draw usually helps you do that. But you'll see an absurd number of 2-drops. 36 of them is a whole lot. But yeah, it's got a lot of Voltron elements. There's a couple cute little things in here. There's a Phyresis. There's a Blight, which is really interesting. We got a lot of like 1-mana auras, which, when you can get them back, become significantly better than they would be otherwise. So yeah, that's the deck list. Like I said, very atypical mana curve because of Lurrus. And, you know, once we get to like 5 or 6 lands, we can cast everything very easily. So not too worried about this 1 mana, like I said. Opponent gets another skeleton into play. It's a Drudge skeleton. I prefer the original art, personally, but I guess that one's all right. That Kodama's Reach, by the way, they did play with an Azusa in play, so they are up to 6 lands now. We'll be flipping that Compass very soon. Will probably make life not the best for us, although I guess we have these boots. So as long as the boots stick, they won't be able to fog us. Yep, opponent's going to poke us with the Nadar. We do have 45 life. They will scry one. Barrowin of Clan Undur coming into play. That is Champ's Commander. We'll take a look at it. It's 4 mana for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, venture into a dungeon. When it attacks, return up to 1 creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield if you've completed a dungeon. Pretty cool little effect right there. So Champ is playing a dungeon-themed deck today. He's got Nadar Selfless Paladin, which is another really good dungeon card. And you'll see he's on the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Oh no! He made Killian can't attack! Oh, that's disappointing. That is disappointing. Well, we don't want any more of that, so let's play the Plains. Activate the Compass. Let's get a Swamp this time. We'll play the Boots. Avoid the spot removal. Make sure none of this stuff happens more. That mode is actually pretty solid against a lot of decks. Twisted Caverns. I've seen that be very relevant a lot of the time. And if it isn't, you just make a treasure. Boots onto our commander. And we'll pass like that since we can't attack. Taking a look at our other opponents, we do have Sean piloting Mayael the Anima today. We've seen this deck on the channel a number of times. Mayael, not my favorite way to go if you're going Naya big creatures. That ability has a tendency to whiff more than you like it to. That's a Vandal Blast. No love for that. We are going to lose some things. At least we activated this a few times and got some extra land drops lined up. We'll probably start thinking about Lurrus and try to get some stuff back. Champ says, good thing he scried away sort of Light and Shadow, he thinks. Nadar going on the attack. They will scry 2 this time. Triumphant Adventurer coming in. Death Touch. As long as it's your turn, Triumphant Adventurer has first strike. Whenever it attacks, venture into the dungeon. He's got his venture team lined up. Azor's Gateway. There's one that haven't seen in a little while. It's kind of weird that draw a card, then exile is like much rougher than you think it is. It's not the same as discarding. There's a lot of ways to get your stuff back if you discard it. There is not a lot of ways to get your stuff back if you exile it. Pretty rough. There's a Fellwar Stone. More mana ramp is good. Let's play the Swamp. Play the Fellwar Stone. I'm going to move Lurrus into our hand. I'm not going to cast it yet, though. Lurrus is in our hand. And I think I'm going to leave up this Benevolent Blessing instead of going for the Ethereal Armor. This can protect us from spot removal, which I like. We're going to hit Sean just because he blew up a lot of our things. Got 3 of our things with that Vandal Blast. And, like, only 1 thing from someone else, so it was, like, just for us. Tries to block and then realizes the Menace. Goes up to 7 commander. We go back up to 46 life, and we will pass the turn like that. I would say one of the issues with having Lurrus in the companion zone is that we have a lot of life, and having a lot of life usually means that you want Aetherflux Reservoir, but not allowed if you've got Lurrus. For a deck like this that like doesn't have a ton of utility about it, oh, that's a Kogla. Oh, I'm not going to like this at all. But for a deck that doesn't have like tons of utility, you get 1 really good counterspell out of an Aetherflux Reservoir. Kogla enters battlefield, fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. That is why we save this Benevolent Blessing. Oh, it costs less. Whoops. Well, totally could have played the Ethereal Armor. Who knew? Forgot about that cost reduction ability. Oopsie. Choosing green. This is a really interesting card and one that I've been wanting to use more. Flash, enchant creature. Enters the battlefield, choose a color. Enchant a creature has protection from the chosen color. This effect doesn't remove auras and equipment you control that are already attached to it, so it actually works for all of your stuff. Really? That's what we're doing? That is annoying. Alright, looks like our stuff's gonna go down. Back to the command zone. And now we have the issue of Kogla's in play, which means no one can ever have artifacts or enchantments ever again. And that's not the best. We'll see if Champ's interested in doing something about that, because Kogla, kind of an issue. Death Reap Ritual. Opponent will get to draw a card because something died. Yep, okay, I guess they had incentive, but I can still be annoyed about it. There's a face down creature for opponent. I'm going to venture a guess and say it flips into a skeleton. I don't know what card that is, but that'd be my guess. Or it's a Bane of Living and everything's going to get crushed. No one runs that card anymore. I used to play it. Back in the day before you had Toxic Deluge and potentially even before you had Damnation. At one point in time, Damnation was a new card. That point in time was a very long time ago, but I've also been playing for a very long time. Champ's going to do some venturing. Yep. I don't know, we just pop in the creatures on our turn? Like, getting an Azusa out of play is a good idea, because if he ever finds card draw, then he really gets ahead with the lands. Getting rid of Kogla is also an incredibly good idea. The skeletons I'm not terribly worried about. Champ stuff, if we let it go too long, will eventually outvalue us. It's not an immediate concern, but really just kind of comes down to what do we do about Kogla. Piece of spot removal would be better. We could just get rid of that and then not have to deal with it. Yep, opponent sending more Nadar action our way. We are at 50, so, you know, got to keep us in check a little bit. Or a Skyclave Hierophant coming in. That one's kind of nasty, huh? When it or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Maybe we just drop the Austere Command now, because, like, he's playing a dungeon deck, so I don't want to, like, completely crush what he's doing. But with this in play, well, I guess it only saves his commander. So, we'll see. That's a Pure Steel Paladin. That is interesting. Start by playing the land. We could try slow rolling. We're going to lose all of our artifacts and stuff. Alright, there's definitely a world in which we could play this Austere Command right now. I'm going to try to wait it out. I'm going to see what happens. Hopefully things don't go terribly. Oh, that's a human. Return target human you control to its owner's hand. Kogla gains indestructible. That's a concern, actually. That might be the Austere Command. Yeah, I just don't see a world in which we can't play this Austere Command right now. Kogla just makes life really bad. Opponent's going to regenerate their Drudge Skeletons? Yeah. It'll be 2 Aura triggers. Oh no! It passed the turn. I meant to cast the Pure Steel Paladin. Oh well. Can't do much about it. That sucks. Still don't really have a... Oh, we do have one equipment. We have the Swiftfoot Boots. So we can go Pure Steel, Boots, Lurrus. That'll probably be next turn. Soul Ring for Sean. Mayael coming in. Activates the Compass. Gonna go get a land. Compass flips over into Spires. If that becomes an issue, we do have the Strip Mine. Sign in Blood for opponent. Sign in Blood is fine, but I do find that draw 2s are usually a little weak. Opponent finally got that land they were looking for, but they are behind on lands. Adaptive Automaton coming in. Choosing Skeleton. Drudge Skeletons, now a 2-2. Gonna swing our way. Yeah, we're at 47. Barrowin coming back. Oh, did we finish our opponents, by the way? I don't think we did. Delta Fiend piloting Shessra Death's Whisper, and it is a skeleton tribal deck. Shessra is a 4-mana 1/3 that says, when it enters the battlefield, target creature blocks this turn if able. Whispers from the grave. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Kind of cool. Seems like you'd probably use it in like a Savra deck, some sort of green-black aristocrats kind of thing. And then finally, Champion of Thune piloting Barrowin of Clan Undur. We talked about its ability a little bit. It ventures and reanimates stuff if you've completed a dungeon. And yeah, he's playing the dungeon deck. Oh, and that's a Tomb of Annihilation. He is, has he completed a dungeon? I believe he has. So when this attacks, he'll be able to get his stuff back. How about that? There's a Blight. Be funny to put it on there. Might have to do that. Let's play the Pure Steel Paladin. Play Lurrus. Cast some Boots. Get the card draw. And the protection. Pure Steel Paladin triggers. We draw a card. It's a land. Play the land. And we'll equip the Boots. Do we have Metalcraft? I don't think we do. Nope, we have to pay. So we'll put the Boots on Pure Steel. Actually, you know what? Put the Boots on Lurrus. Pay the life. Now that I'm thinking about it, companions can be a little fragile. I'm not going anywhere with it. I just want to keep that right where it is. Activates the Mayael. Let's see what he finds. Hopefully nothing terrible. Spin that wheel. It's a Sun Titan. Brings back an Azusa. That's fine. A lot of value for them, but at least it's not like a Balefire Dragon or something. Doesn't actively harm us. Just gets them further ahead. That's a great henge. Those are scary. Probably need that austere command back, but the monkey is a problem. Monkey's a real big problem. Phyrexian Arena for the Skeleton's opponent. Ameria in for champ. Want to think about that strip mine at some point. He's not quite there yet, but a few more turns. Could get there. He's going to send a 3/3 our way. Rude. Gets back the Nadar. Ventures into the dungeon. He's in the Tomb of Annihilation now. Ooh. Each player loses 2 life unless they discard a card. I think we'll take the life loss. We can win a life race. Lose 2 life. 4/4. Gonna get us. Yeah. They've completed a dungeon, so +1/+1 from the Nadar now. We're into the 30s. 4 commander. Eldrazi Displacer. Seems silly. No colorless mana up. Oh, nope. There they go. Azor's Gate. Wait, no, that doesn't make mana. Yeah, they can't use it yet. That's the thing. Darksteel Mutation is a card. It's a great way to not get pounded by this Sun Titan. Though, maybe we wait. There's going to be other big nasty things in this deck, so maybe we wait. And as of right now, no additional value for that Sun Titan. So, yeah. Maybe we hang on to it. Now's a good time to get our commander back. Let's do that. And what are we getting back? Thaumatic Compass is nice because we don't have to take tons of damage from everything. Yeah, I think I'm on the Compass. It's just a nice thing to have around. Do we want to activate it to draw 1 time, or do we just drop Blight on this Spires? Maybe we leave it up just so we don't get crushed by things attacking us. Which means Blight on the Spires. We can move the boots for free, but we don't really have good attacks, so we'll hold off. Just be a little bit defensive this turn. Keep trying to get value from the graveyard with Lurrus is our plan at the moment. Our Compass is going to flip over. Oh, he can just get it back with Sun Titan. Yeah, he does have a good point there. Does have a good point there. But we can just get it back with with Lurrus, although I'd prefer to do something else with our Lurrus cast. Great Henge is the type of card that can beat us in a hurry. Opponent taps the Mayael once again. Come on, nothing scary. That's an Avacyn. No big deal. Good thing we saved that Darksteel Mutation. It also has a +1/+1 counter because of the Great Henge. Windscarred Crag. Gains a life. Is this Destroy? Yeah, it's Destroy, so... Oh, Avacyn protects it from Blight. That's disappointing. But not if Avacyn's got a Darksteel Mutation on her. There's a Heliod. That's also a crazy card. Sun Titan, coming our way. We'll hit the Sun Titan with the Spires. This Avacyn will do a removal check on our opponents. If anyone has anything, they will definitely use it. Arcane Lighthouse. Until end of turn, your creatures your opponents controls lose Hexproof and Shroud and can't have Hexproof or Shroud. That's the best one. Gets rid of both Hexproof and Shroud. Good to keep in mind. Death Priest of Merkel. Skeletons, vampires, and zombies you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 black skeleton. Nice. He's going to activate the Azor's Gateway. He's already exiled a black market. Exiles a Luxodon Warhammer. Oh, I think this got exiled from something else and not from the Azor's Gateway. Yeah, just 3. So, Warhammer down. I don't know, Warhammer seems like it'd be reasonable. I don't know what he has in his hand, but he's going to Eldrazi Displacer the Veteran Dungeoneer. Comes back, tap, ventures into the dungeon. Now we're going to have to lose 2 more life. Opponent sacrifices their Adaptive Automaton. We're just going to lose the 2 life. They're trying to get the triggers here. End step, Death Reap Ritual triggers. Oh, opponent didn't get their skeleton thing. There's a Castle Locktwain. That is a reasonably helpful card, but do need card draw. Play the Castle Locktwain. Darksteel Mutate on the Avacyn, because Avacyn only costs 1. Sweet. There's the Teferi's protection. I guess we'll have to do it again when they get back. In the meantime, I'm going to put Benevolent Blessing on the Killian, choosing white, I think? Maybe black. I think white. Seems like it makes sense here. Choosing white. Ethereal Armor. Oh, right, it's got pro white now. Yep. Yep, no one saw that. Let's activate the Castle Locktwain. Mother of Runes is a card. Play the Mother of Runes. Well, now it's going to be tough to make our Killian bigger. Should have thought about that. That is a whoopsie. Might draw with the Silent Clearing at some point. We'll just see how this turn goes. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold everything back. It's now turn 10. It's getting late. worried about what this Naya deck is going to do. As long as he doesn't come up with anything crazy, we have a little bit of protection. Heliod trigger off of the Great Henge. Yep. Seems good. It's going to activate Mayael. See if we can keep dodging bullets. Nothing too crazy coming down. It's the big red one I'm scared about. Dracuseth, Balefire Dragon, something like that. Yeah, big green ones can be scary too with Terastodon. Pumps up the Sun Titan. There's the Balefire Dragon. Doesn't have haste yet, which is good. Shifting Ceratops. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. Gains your choice of reach, trample, or haste until end of turn. It's a lot of abilities. On a 4-mana 5/4 nonetheless. Opponent draws with the Great Henge. Yep. Ugh, really wish I dropped that Ethereal Armor on first. Sun Titan over to Champ. Avacyn our way. Heliod our way. Sun Titan getting back Azusa. Spires on the Avacyn. Opponent's going to regenerate their skeletons, of course. As awkward as this pro-white play is, this is why I chose it, so we could block big white creatures. There seems to be a few of them now. Champ's also playing white, so... With the Sun Titan down and now the Heliod, seemed reasonable. Even though it's going to be tough for us to get the damage in. So we actually gain 2 life, go up to 35 because of the lifelink, so that's nice. Phyrexian Arena. Bonder's Enclave for opponent. Signet. Ashes to Ashes! Nice! There's one you don't see much of anymore. Exiles Avacyn and Balefire Dragon. That is a nice play. Now the game can continue without this Naya deck completely steamrolling everyone. It still has a lot of good things going for it, but at least with Avacyn gone, you can at least blow their stuff up. That enters the realm of possibility again. Champ's going to activate Azor's Gateway once again. Mangara the Diplomat coming in. They get to scry one. Opponent going to do some attacking. 4/4 our way. And Nadar into the Skeleton's opponent. They will venture. They get a creature back. Completes the Tomb of Annihilation. Cradle of the Death God. Create the Atropol. 5/5 Death Touch. For all the work, little underwhelming. Drawing 3 cards. That's pretty cool. Casting 1. A 5/5 is fine. Opponent's going to regenerate the skeletons, of course. We're going to block. We go up 2 life, up to 37. Blocking with lifelink. Decent. I have decided that I'm going to crack the silent clearing at the end step here. We need to draw some gas. Pretty badly. It's a swamp. Swamp is not gas. Dark Confidant is a card. Play the swamp. Play Darksteel Mutation. I've been thinking about it. I'm going to go on the Mayael, because Mayael stops the reinforcements, or at least theoretically slows them down. There isn't a lot of value for Sun Titan right now. There's actually none. So with that being the case, gonna try the Mayael. You could easily go on the Sun Titan right here, but going with their commander. Let's get the Dark Confidant in. Mangara is gonna draw. Yep. Activate the castle. We lose 2. There's some boots. Boots are reasonable. Play some boots. And that should give us Metalcraft, so we can free equip those. Pure Steel Paladin trigger. Ooh, that's an Ancient Craving. That'll be good next turn. That is card draw that we badly need. Free equip the boots. Yeah, we can get a shot at Sean in the air. He's at 7 commander. Might as well keep chipping him away. Eventually something will show up to speed up our clock. I think there's a Blackblade Reforged in this deck. Will get us there pretty quickly. We go back up to 37, and we'll pass like that. Says, too bad I have gas in hand instead. No, well, we tried. Let's see how bad it's going to get. Green Warden of Marasa is a magic card. Ooh, they can get back the Kogla and the Vandal Blast. Both of those are bad. I guess we still have the Mother of Runes, which is an incredibly annoying card to play around, so we can at least protect a creature. Getting back the Kogla. Yep. Yep. You know, funny story, if they fought our commander, I might let it die to get the Benevolent Blessing off there, because if we go Ethereal Armor and Edge of Divinity with the flying, it's going to be close to commander lethal. We might need another card to get us over the hump, but we're going to be in the ballpark. There's a Spellbreaker Behemoth. Mangara will draw. I do hope that our board survives back to our turn. I'm excited about the value of, like, Dark Confidant, Ancient Craving, Castle if we need it. Get this thing into play. We haven't pulled quite as many lands out of the deck as I would have liked up to this point, and that's why I'm a really big fan of cards like Burnished Heart, because they pull lands out of the deck, so when you get to this stage of the game, you shouldn't be looking at as many lands from the top of your library. Oh yeah, opponent's sending it. Opponent is sending it. They can give that one Trample. Kind of want to leave up the Mother of Runes so we don't get hit with removal or something, so Fog the Sun Titan since it's already untapped. This one will stay tapped. and they're both 7, so. Down to 30 we go. 1 regeneration shield on the Drudge Skeletons. Board wipe? Was excited about Dark Confidant value, but guess we have the Ancient Craving. There is a world in which this could backfire also. If he has a protection spell over here, he probably just wins. That's a damnation. There is not a lot that we can do about that. Oh, is that the Fairy's Protection? 3 mana. Nope, it's going to be the Eldrazi Displacer, I think. First in Azor's Gateway. They've got 3 and 4 under there. Now 2, 3, and 4. Ooh. Had a Selfless Spirit that they didn't play. Oh, there's a Teferi's Protection. Okay. Okay, is Sean going to respond with his own Teferi's Protection? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, the board gets blown up. Killian back to the command zone. Definitely going to need this Ancient Craving now. Board wipe against Champ would be a good idea. Green Warden and Marasa going to get back to Sun Titan now. There's plenty of Sun Titan value. Exiles the Green Warden. Actually, it's still just the Azusa. All things considered, that's not too bad. Death Reap Ritual is going to trigger. Champ's got a pretty good crack at it here. He has a bit of damage. It's not insane damage, but it's probably about 20. Yeah, a little over 20. Maybe about 23 or so. True Conviction would make it lethal on someone. Here's a Recruiter. Champ doing some attacking, spreading the damage around a little bit. Continuing to venture into the dungeon. Gonna get back the Aura, I think. Or is it 3 or less? Oh, it is 3 or less. Doomblade on the Mangara. Interesting. Mangara does not come back from the Barrowin. He's getting close on this. 2 more to go. Still, that's a lot of turns, though. It's a lot of turns from now. You're talking about, like, turn 14, I think, by the time that's ready to go. How does it untap when it, no, because if you tap it, the land will be tapped. Gets a treasure token. We're in the Lost Mine of Fandelver. You draw a card at the end of this one. Opponent's going to block with their 0-1 Indestructible. Yep. That is the issue with Darksteel Mutation. Does some good things, does some bad things. They have an indestructible blocker, and sometimes that matters. And there's a Panharmonicon. It's going to speed up their venturing. Board wipe off the top would be solid. We probably need to slow Champ down a bit here. Or at least some way to interact with creatures. Fogs would even be fine. Blockers. Sword of the Animist. Not exactly those things. Try this Ancient Craving. See what happens. Commander's Plate, Dead Man's Chest, Daybreak Coronet are all magic cards. Gotta be a little bit careful because of the Eldrazi Displacer. Low doesn't... Oh, nope, they do have 3 mana up. That is a thing. That is a thing. So I guess we just cast our Commander. Oh, Commander 6. It's a little bit. Didn't catch a land in there. Probably could have used 1 land just because we have to tap the Spires to get the boots on our Commander. Well, our Commander probably isn't worth shooting if there's nothing on it, so we'll just leave the Spires right where it is. You know, this is the one thing that I don't like about Companions and why I don't really run them very much, is that for all the restrictions you have to build your deck around, they're very fragile and they can die really easily. And then you've jumped through all these hoops for this thing that you don't have access to. Like, it's not exactly the same as being a Commander. Commander, it dies, you recast it if you need it. Not the same with Companions. There's a Kogla. See what that wants to fight down. There's an Eldrazi Displacer activation, though. Great Henge trigger. Kogla. Gonna try and fight the Nadar. Probably won't even do that much, honestly. Unless someone exiles the graveyard here, because that thing could just come right back. Sun Titan, coming back. Just the Azusa. Still, though, when they're drawing cards with the Great Henge, that Azusa is gonna get them very far ahead. Our saving grace is that our Commander has cost reduction, and everything in our deck is really cheap. Could use that Pure Steel Paladin back, though, for these two. As long as this doesn't get blown up, I think we're going to get 1 crack at it to, like, really pound out some damage here. Might just have to go for Sean because of the shenanigans. He's just got so much stuff going on that's, like, hard to deal with. Things keep coming back. If someone actually lands a board wipe against Champ, he'll be kind of hurting a little bit. Sean's deck just doesn't seem like it cares about board wipes that much. He's already recovered from... There's a Solemn. Yep. Heraldic Banner. Yep. Opponent's gonna destroy the Great Henge. That's a fantastic idea. You find a cursed idol. Down goes the Great Henge. That's fantastic news. Azor's Gateway. He's getting close. The pace this game's going. He might get a chance to flip it over. He's on 0 now. So 1 more, and then it flips, but it'll be tapped. Oh. So next turn, turn 13, it'll be ready to go. If he does it again. Solemn. Gotta get those turn 12 Solemns in. The optimal time to ramp. What's on Daybreak Coronet again? I always forget. +3/+3, first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. Yeah, those are some keywords. Those are some keywords. Activates the gateway. Oh, he doubled up on one. He doubled up on one. It's not flipping over. It was a lithoform engine, too. That's a crazy card. I wonder if he misplayed there. It's easy to get confused. It's a weird card. Righteous Valkyrie. Another angel or cleric enters. Gain life equal to its toughness. If you have 7 more life than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2. Yeah. It's a very solid card. A lot of clerics in that deck. Also, notably, that's a flying blocker, so we can't just come in for lethal in the air. We're going to Field of Ruin our strip mine. It's unfortunate. Doesn't want us strip mining the Ameria, is where I think he's at. Does pull a land out of our deck, which is good. We have double white. Yeah, let's get a plains then. 3/3 coming our way. Spreads out the attackers. Just 2 attackers. Nothing crazy. He can return his Nadar, though, and now there's a Panharmonicon in play, so that's pretty crazy. There's the Nadar triggers. Yep. We'll Spires the big one. Opponent draws a card. So last time we played this deck, we drew a ton of removal. We have not drawn a ton of removal this game. I think just the Austere Command. I guess also the Darksteel mutation. We are about due for a little more removal. Some things are piling up. Charming Prince. Can blink a creature, scry, or gain life. Gets 2 triggers. Yeah, seems good. Seems good. One thing we have to watch out for is the Kogla can blow up our stuff, but there is a Panharmonicon and a gateway over there. The Rogue's Passage right here, too. Gotta watch out for that. Oh my, all the triggers. They're gonna be gaining some life here real soon, too. Champ is well set up. Back to the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, yep. They're gonna get through that thing in a hurry. Already into the 3rd room. Gonna Twisted Caverns on the Kogla. Ooh. Ooh, I was hoping that was gonna kill the Panharmonicon. There's a Castle Ardenvale. It's a land. Play the land. Get boots on our commander. Make sure nothing goes wrong. Ethereal Armor on our commander. Daybreak Coronet on our commander. Flying on our commander. And our final choice is Sword of the Animist or Commander's Plate. Commander's Plate, it's already got hexproof. Commander's Plate gives us an additional 3/3, which is cool. It does give us pro-green, which is also a thing. How badly do we need a land? We don't need a land that badly. Commander's Plate it is. Equip the Commander's Plate. We've got 12 power. Put a Dead Man's Chest on the Sun Titan. Some chance that someone will want to kill that. We got to attack Champ, and I think we just got to eat the Valkyrie. I mean, unless he wants to take it, which I doubt he does, but I guess he's just going to take it. 13 Commander, 27. We go up to 39. 39 is not exactly safe this late into a game. This can easily turn into a 40-point life swing with that many things in play. 60 or 70 is a much safer place to be at for this stage. Usually I feel pretty good at 40. You know, anything before turn 10, 40 is a fairly safe place to be, but not feeling that. Oh my, that's an old Gnawbone. Oh god, that thing's so insane. Oh, I filmed a game with Tiamat earlier, and this thing was absolutely wild. Definitely recommend you check that video out, because you can do some crazy things with this card. Another OP green, you have infinite mana card. Just what I love about Magic. Something's unblockable. Sun Titan can't be blocked. Let's send it our way. What? Oh, it does have Menace. Ha! He can't block it because it has Menace. I forgot about the Menace. That's going to get him 7 treasures. Yep. Yeah, that can attack mode is surprisingly good. Oh my, that's a Stonehoof Chieftain. Ew. Well, at least it's post-combat, but you don't see this card that much anymore, but a few years back, oh my, just, you know, it comes down in the game ends because their stuff's indestructible and big and tramply. Yeah, it's a beating. It's a beating. That's a Zendikar Resurgent. That could kind of get them going here, especially like if you start with a board wipe and then go into a bunch of creatures, that'll get you to a pretty good place. Champion of Stray Souls, there you go. Skeleton Warrior, nice. Draws a card with the Zendikar Resurgent. Was kind of hoping for that board wipe. Although, I guess indestructible, it's got to be a minus board wipe. Black Sun Zenith, something like that. Primal Growth, kicked. Sacrifices a creature, gonna get some lands, gonna draw a card. All seems good. It's a lot of abilities. Protection from 3 colors. First strike, flying, haste, hexproof, vigilance, lifelink, and menace. Pretty good smattering of keywords. Paragon of Open Graves. Other black creatures get +1/+1. It's a skeleton. Can give a creature death touch. Yeah, I would say something like a Zendikar Resurgent is a must for this deck. This is really the thing that, if you're going to win a game with skeletons, this is probably going to get you there. Because you really need multiples of the skeletons. Like, you need a lot of skeletons for it to matter. So anything that's going to help you turn your creatures into more than one creature is going to be good. And Death Reap Ritual. Ameri is active. Unfortunately, he can displace her something that, like, if they send a creature in, we would block and gain a lot of life. But if they displace her then it's not the best for us. Arena. So, I mean, yeah, the crazy thing about Stonehoof Chieftain is that you can basically attack with impunity. Like, you can just turn everything sideways over here, and they're all big and have trample, and that's a thing. Azor's Gateway. Let's see if he flips it this time. Does not flip it. Sad. Be getting 37 mana right now. Eldrazi Displacer on Charming Prince. Oh, God, that ETB's twice. Oh, yeah, things gonna get wild now. Things gonna get wild now. Scry 2, and then blinks another creature. It's gonna be the Sad Bot. Yep. Delver's Torch. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 whenever it attacks, venture into the dungeon. Nice. Nice. With an Aurelia, that's pretty handy. I don't know that it's worth it. Like, it's not better than a Sword of X and Y, but it could be fun to play with. You gotta put it on the First Strike Death Touch guy. Champ sending everything. Champ said he's just delving dungeons. No aggression here. Okay. Okay. I'm fine with that. I think that means we're gonna attempt to take out Sean. He's got some mana up, so... Settle the Wreckage could be a problem. A Fog could be a problem. Ooh, land is not what we were looking for. Yeah, that's why you want to pull those lands out nice and early. Play the Plains. Play the Sword of the Animist. Activate the Castle. See if we catch anything cool. Worth our time and attention. Esper Sentinel is a magic card. Put the sword on the Killian. And then we try to attack Sean and take him out of the game. See how this goes. Hopefully we don't get crushed. There's a lot of reasons that we could. We get a land. Get a Plains. I don't know if Ameri is in here or not. I think I said Plains and grabbed a swamp. Yep, Sean's got something. Oh, let's find out what it is. Hey, it's a comeuppance. There's the Fog. Who deals the damage? Oh, does it have pro white? I don't think it has pro white. That's not good. I don't know if we have enough keywords on here to keep it alive. It's honestly hard to track at this point. Hopefully we get some lifelink in there, but I forget the exact wording on comeuppance. Haven't actually played it much recently. If it dies, we gonna be in a world of hurt. Oh, it died. Yeah, we did not gain the life either. That is bad. That is really bad. Play this Esper Sentinel. Mangara. We have 3 mana left. Let's go Sword of the Animist and Swiftfoot Boots. Sean thinks he has the win on his turn. Some sort of overrun could do it. Double strike, extra combat, Aurelia. All bad news. Although Champ's got a lot of blockers. Still, trample. Trample and an extra combat could be a real thing. Oh, you know what the problem is, too? This is going to make just insane amounts of mana. I'll tell you what, though. I do think that Darksteel Mutation on that Mayael was the right call, because they haven't been able to activate it, and they haven't... They've played a few things, but they didn't just rebuild instantly after the board wipe and after everything that went down. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of triggers. Sun Titan, Kogla, Stonehoof Chieftain... everything coming our way. Not had great luck with this Dead Man's Chest in 2 games. Oh, opponent's going to destroy our Fleet Feather Sandals. That's the flying. It's no good. We can block the 1/2 profitably. We have 32 coming at us. We can Spires 1. Still going to put us really low, though. Haven't decided. I want to hang on to the Esper Sentinel if I can. Sandals down. Biggest one is the Stonehoof Chieftain. Also the Kogla. I guess the Stonehoof Chieftain. Block the 1/2. Who knows? Maybe the skeletons will do some stuff and save us. Yep, there's the old Gnawbones trigger. Basically infinite mana for our opponent. We survive at 7. Yeah, the amount of mana that thing makes is just not okay. I get it, it's a 7-drop, but like, that means like turn 4 in green. Yeah, I don't know. Too many ways to cheat big creatures in now. Mana cost doesn't mean what it used to unless it's like 10. Ha ha ha! Opponent tapped it. It's going down. Got him. This is probably a crazy X spell, though. Sacking all the treasures. Let's find out what spell he's got. Earthquake for 41. The game's gonna end in a draw. We do get to draw first with the Esper Sentinel. I don't think there's anything that's gonna get us out of this, but just in case. We would need a free damage prevention spell. I don't think that card exists. What's Obscuring Haze do? Is that combat damage only? At least we'll get Esper Sentinel value. That's what I really set out here to do after our commander went down. Champ said he had Odric in hand for Team Lifelink if he was trying to play Spiky. They were seeing if he could have attacked in a way to get us low enough to make the Earthquake not a draw, but not really worried about it. Not that kind of game. It's a land, of course. Of course. Not even anything exciting. Yeah, the game ends in a draw. The game ends in a draw. I'm gonna vote Champ's deck right there. That deck was pretty cool. The Dungeon deck. So, taking a look at our deck, we've looked at this deck a little bit before. Yeah, it's a weird deck. It's got Lurrus as a companion. Everything costs 2 mana. The problem is that, like, a deck of almost entirely 2-drops doesn't have a lot of staying power, especially when someone's going, like, Naya power creatures and just dropping all the big fatties in there. And yeah, that's not a great spot for you to be. Maybe we were a little early on the Austere command, but with the human in play, that Kogla just, you're never going to get it out of play, and you'll never have artifacts and enchantments in play after that point, so that was kind of not great. Didn't catch the removal in the same way we did last game. And, you know, there's a bit of it. Deluge, Anguished Unmaking, Generous Gift, Wrath of God, Utter End, all stuff we did not find. Heliod's Intervention may have been useful somewhere. Yeah, you know, Vanishing Verse, just did not run into it. It does seem like this deck is somewhat prone to drawing the wrong half of the deck. I don't know exactly how you fix that. I've seen that issue come up a few times in the past. It can get a little weird when that happens. I don't know how you solve that. But overall, for what the deck is trying to do, I feel like the card choices are pretty good. You know, the fact that we are doing this 2 or less CMC thing. These are a lot of the cards that I would run also. This Blight really did not live up to its billing, so we can get rid of that one. I did add a little bit here with Ambition's Cost, Ancient Craving, Open the Vaults. I would probably add a few more big spells into the deck. I think that's what this deck needs. If you want to make it really spiky, I want to say throw some X spells in here, but like this deck doesn't really generate mana in a way that X spells are going to do a ton for you. But yeah, I would add a few more spells in the like 4 and 5 mana range. Card draw, try to get some sort of powerful effect going in there, just to kind of help shape a game into your favor a little bit more. And maybe like a Rise of the Dark Realms. Something like that could have been potentially handy. I don't know, maybe there wasn't that many things in the graveyard. But something in this vein, some sort of spell that's going to pick up for the fact that, like, you're playing a Voltron deck that does not have a particularly fast clock. It takes a lot of cards to really make Killian lethal, and then you're talking about needing a number of turns to untap with him while doing that. So if you want to make the deck more lethal, Rise of the Dark Realms, Exsanguinate, Torment of Hailfire, you may have to rework the mana a little bit to be able to better use those. If you get a Sword of the Animist early, it's fine. We did not, and that made us prone to draw some lands late, so that can happen. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at mothershipaTX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.